You too wild, sir. On the phone, call him, call him. You too wild, sir. There you go. On the phone, call him, call him. You too wild, sir. Come on, come.
Let's clap it up. We in there, right?
Come on, one come.
We in there. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. This is Isupk Baltimore Brotherhood class. You know what I mean? Like we always say, brother, brothers and sisters. The things we talk to with the brothers also goes for the sisters. You feel me?
Come on, come.
Tonight's class title is Be Not Deceived by Any Man. Let no man deceive. You understand? We get deceived by men every day. You understand? We listen to men. We listen to people of authority. Not that we shouldn't listen to people of authority, but we take bad advice from people who Most High has already told us we should not be followed.
Right.
We vote leaders in which the Most High tells us we should not do. We are led astray by terrible leaders. You understand that people, leaders that the Most High, like I said before, did not choose. Well, that's why we chose tonight's title. Be not deceived by any man. You understand?
Come on.
Be not deceived by any man. Period. You understand? So, with that, we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahan. We've been bringing this truth since 1969. And what is that truth? The truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives are the true Jews of the Bible, and the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
You understand? And like I said, we get deceived by men because we really want to lead.
Right.
You understand? We really want to believe in somebody. We really want to believe in something. We really want to believe in a cause. You understand? And we've tried Christianity, which has not worked. We've tried Islam, which has not worked. We've tried Buddhism, which has not worked. We've tried Egyptology, atheism, and everything under the sun, except for one thing, truth.
Right.
We haven't tried this Bible the way it was intended. You understand? And this is the reason why our people are in despair. You understand? Through the four corners of the earth. This is the reason why we are destroyed. This is the reason why we are the only people on the face of this earth who is not recognized as a nation. We have to recognize ourselves as a nation by coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments, which were created for us and only for the 12 tribes of Israel, the true Jews of the Bible. You understand?
Come on.
In that Bible, we are the biblical Jews of that Bible. That Bible is our history. That Bible is our constitution. That Bible is our way to redemption.
Right.
You understand? Following the law, statutes, and commandments. There is no other way that we get on top without following the Bible. You understand? The Black Panthers could not do it. The NAACP could not do it. No other group on the face of this earth has prospered because of why? Because they don't have the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
You understand? And we can really delve into this Bible and find out, who we really are. You understand? And what's going on with us and what's been happening with us and why we just cannot prosper. You understand? First scripture I want to grab Jeremiah 14:2. Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Let me grab that. Let me know when you get it in the thought one.
I'm too wild, sir.
You got it?
Come on.
Okay. Let me slide some of my stuff around, baby. to scale it down a little bit today. You know what I mean?
No, that's your thing, sir. Do your thing.
Sitting at work today, I said, man, I'm gonna scale back again and make sure I got stuff order today. You understand? All right, I'm there.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth.
What?
Judah mourneth.
Judah, it says Judah mourneth. What does it mean when it says Judah mourneth? First off, what does it mean by Judah? Judah. Go ahead.
Judah is the one of the 12 tribes, the head tribe of the nation of Israel, sir.
Right. A lot of times when we're speaking of Judah, it's talking about all 12 tribes.
Come on.
All 12 tribes of Israel. It goes through, what it said, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim. We got Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Isupk. You understand? It's to all 12 tribes, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives. You understand? And the speaks of Judah is talking about all 12 tribes right here in the context. Okay?
Come on.
Read that again.
Jeremiah 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth.
So Judah mourneth. What does it mean by mourning? Mourning. What does that mean? Mourning.
So like, if I could, sir, to be in a sad state, a depressed state.
Right. In a sad state or a depressed state. Understand? The so-called Jewish man says, this is what we're talking about him.
Right.
But I don't see the so-called Jewish man in a sad state.
Right.
I don't see him anymore. I mean, think about it, right? He owns the Diamond District.
Mm-hmm.
He owns all the record labels. You understand? He owns the movie industry,
Mm-hmm.
the record industry.
Right.
You understand? And doesn't look to me like he's in mourning.
Right.
How do you see it? You know?
Hey, sir, you spot on. If I could, you spot on. Same thing with real estate. You know what I mean? The crappiest slumlords,
Right.
they get all the government benefits and aid that really belong to the children of Israel.
That's another thing right there. I'm glad you said that about the real estate. You understand? They own most of the property that we live in.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And they leave it in the state that it's in because of who they are and who we are.
Right.
You understand? The so-called Germans put them in ghettos. Ghettos were their thing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They created a condition in America that replicates the conditions that the Germans did to them.
Right.
So, as a nation of people, they could not be the true Jews of the Bible. In turn, putting people in a condition that you didn't like. So now you control the situation and place other people in a condition that you were in.
Right.
And that could be the children of Israel. You understand? Our book does not tell us to do that.
Right.
You understand? So that's a mark against them anyway. And another mark against them, I've never seen any Europeans come out of the Middle East.
Right.
You understand? We've never known. There's no time in history where a European has come out of the Middle East. But you understand?
Okay.
We get questioned when we say we are the true Jews of the Bible. There's no question for them.
Right.
You understand? There's no question for them. But the scripture says, Judah mourneth. Read on.
And the gates thereof languish.
Say that again.
And the gates thereof languish.
The gates thereof language. What are the gates?
So if I could, sir, the gates, this is metaphorically speaking, but the gates are supposed to be the protection of leadership over the people. You understand? We don't have that. The ones that we do have, of course, they guppies and simps and, being puppeteered by the so-called oppressor. Salaki.
Gates protect. Gates keep things in. Gates keep things out.
Right.
You understand? Gates are to protect whatever is inside of them. You understand?
Come on.
And the gates are supposed to be our leadership. Our leaders are supposed to protect us.
Right.
You understand? But again, we have been deceived. You understand? We let men deceive us into voting them into an office to supposedly pose to protect us. But we have never been protected by anyone since we've been on the shores of America.
Right.
You understand? We have never been protected. You understand?
Okay.
Look at our brothers that's on the reservation, the Indian reservation. They have never been protected. Their land was stolen from them.
Right.
You understand? Their leadership failed them.
Okay.
You understand? Look at our brothers on the border. Look at the Hispanics being put in cages on the border.
Right.
You understand? Leadership has failed. You understand? Leadership has terribly failed. You understand? Look at us. Look at the so-called blacks in America. Look at the so-called blacks in the Caribbean islands. Look at the so-called blacks and Hispanics in Central and South America. You understand? Being murdered and tortured every day. You understand? Our gates have never protected us. Our leadership has never protected us.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead, read on.
They are black unto the ground.
Go back to the beginning of that last part. The gates.
Come on, sir. The gates, it's like it, and the gates thereof languish. Language, they weak, they don't exist.
What were we talking about before?
What do you mean, sir?
Leadership.
Oh yeah, come on, the leadership. Yeah.
Leadership.
Right, come on.
Wait, you can sit yourself.
Like that.
But our leadership is weak.
Right.
You understand? We have weakened leadership. Our leaders sell us out. You understand? We have been destroyed in believing in leadership.
Right.
You understand? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives today have no leadership. Our leader today, we have a leader today. You understand? Which is Commanding General Hunt.
That's right.
Isupk. But as far as us as a whole, as a nation of people, we have weakened leadership. A lot of times, our leadership is working alongside of our oppressors,
Right.
and our enemies and the other heathen nations. You understand? I remember a few years back when they Catherine Pugh, when they ousted her.
Mm.
You know, what was that? I think the Asian consulate or Korean consulate asked for about $60,000 back.
Thanks.
$60,000. What was that $60,000 for?
Chinatown.
To assure that they keep control of our neighborhoods.
Oh, come on. Right.
Listen, we have Asian corner stores in all of our neighborhoods.
Right.
Every heathen nation has posted up in our neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
They don't post up in any other neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because they have an agreement. You understand? That if they come over here, they can have the so-called American reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's an American reality for them, but it's an American nightmare or an American dream for us.
Right.
You understand? Which ultimately is an American nightmare. You understand?
That's right.
We are the only people. Think about it. Baltimore is 86% black. We have black mayors, black city councilmen, black commissioners, and everything from top to bottom. But we are the only people who own nothing in Baltimore.
Right.
How is that? How is that? Because our gates language.
That's right.
Our leadership is weakened. You understand? And it'll continue to be weak as long as we keep voting for people who the Most High did not choose.
Right.
The scriptures tell us that. Don't put a man over the top of you that the Most High didn't choose.
Right.
We continue to go against the Most High. This is the reason why we continue to suffer. We're going to always continue to suffer when we go against the Most High. As long as we stay in transgression against the Most High, this is the state that we're going to be in.
Right.
We'll always be on the bottom. Nothing more, nothing less. You know?
Come.
This is just the way it's going to be. Read on.
They are black unto the ground.
What?
They are black unto the ground.
Into the ground, top to bottom, all shades of color.
Right.
Like respectable birds. all shades of brown. We come in all shades of brown. Think about this too, right? When you look at a lot of the other nations, they don't come in the colors that we come.
Right.
You understand? And a lot of the things that I hear all the time is that the reason why we got so many colors because we was raped during slavery.
Right.
You understand? But everybody on the 20 years, their family is black from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Especially those Negroes in what's that black power. You understand? And what's that? What they call it?
Pan-Africanism.
Pan-Africanism. You understand? From top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I say, oh yeah. Top to bottom. My mother, my father, my sister, my brother, grandmother, grandfather, great, and all that. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was raped then, huh?
Right.
You're in a Pan-African movement. Nobody your family.
Right.
We all know that even when it came to rape in slavery, not all women had babies.
Right.
Everybody thinks that just because our sisters was raped in slavery, everybody had babies. Which is a lot of times.
Right.
And that being the case, then ain't none of us Negroes. You feel me?
Right.
That's how they make it seem.
Right.
It's always coming down to that. Understand? But go ahead, read on.
Come on. Verse 3. It's like, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Jerusalem is gone. Listen, Most High hears our cries.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Most High hears our cries. But until we come back to His law, statutes, and commandments, we will always cry. We will always whine. It's like a baby it's like let me not say baby. It's like a child. You continually tell a child not to do something, and they keep getting back, kicked them, and continually cry. Well, eventually, you're gonna stop doing what the Most High tells you not to do. You understand? You're gonna follow direction. You understand? Eventually, you understand?
Come.
But until then, you're gonna continue to get out back.
Right. Right.
Let's drop that. We'll drop that. And we're going to go to Proverbs chapter 8, verse 10. Before you read that, let me make sure I'm not reading this translation. Yeah, that's it.
Come, sir. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and 10. Receive my instruction. So it's like, receive my instruction, and not silver, and not and knowledge rather than choice gold. Can't read today. It's like, this is Proverbs chapter 8 and 10. Receive my instruction.
Receive my instruction. Receive my law. Receive my statutes. Receive my commandments. Receive my orders.
Right.
Just do what I say do. You understand?
Come.
All you have to do is follow the law. Follow the law. When you break the law, think about it. When in America, when you break the law, what happens?
You go to jail.
You have to pay.
You gotta pay.
You go to jail, but you have to pay. When you break the law, if you're speeding down the street and you go through a red light, and the red light camera hits you, bam, you gotta pay.
Right.
You understand?
Come.
Police catch you, they pull you over, they give you a ticket, you have to pay.
Right.
You understand? It says, read that again.
Slide. Receive my instruction.
Receive my instruction. Just do what I say do. Follow the law. Go ahead.
And not silver.
Not silver. That's what happens to us without leadership.
Right.
You understand? Our leadership does not receive instruction. They don't receive instruction. would rather do what?
Receive silver.
Receive that silver. Understand? They would rather have their tongues breathed.
That's right.
Understand? They would rather fatten their pockets. What do Commander General Yohana say? Fatten their coffers.
Right.
They will not receive instructions, but they will receive that silver. You understand?
Come.
They only think of themselves. This is our leadership. This is not brotherhood.
Right.
This is not brotherhood. And this is the class tonight. You understand?
Come.
Our leadership needs brotherhood. They don't show brotherhood at all. We are destroyed as a people. And if I'm not mistaken, about 90% of the prisons in Baltimore have our brothers and sisters in them. And I know we are most of the population, but we don't do most of the evil.
Right.
We just placed in a condition that forces us by our oppressor. You understand? You understand?
Come.
A lot of the brothers that stand out in the corners and do what they do don't want to be out there. Who wants to put their life on the line every day? You understand? For a few pennies.
Right.
That's what's work. You understand? And then we get so conditioned where that's all we know. Because of the position that we've been placed in, the conditions that have been placed around us. You understand?
Come.
Think about the locking up children, giving children a record at a young age, so that they before they even start their life out, they already behind the eight ball.
Right.
These are the conditions. I was just talking to somebody a few weeks ago. You understand? I remember when I was in school. I was even in junior high school and what they call
Middle school, high school, middle school.
You understand? We had many courses. Many courses were courses that prepared us for adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the fifth grade, think about it, right? Fifth, in the sixth grade, they were already preparing us. We learned how to fill out applications. We learned how to fill out checks.
Come.
A check.
Mm-hmm.
We had home economics. We had printing class. We had automotive class. All of these things prepared us. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So by the time the early 90s came, they began to take all of these things out of the city schools. I just found out a few years ago that they still have all of these programs at so-called white schools.
Right. County school slide.
You understand? I got a guy that works with me on the job. He's way younger than I am. But I asked him, how did he start out in this? He started in our school. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
This is where our leadership has failed us. You understand? I saw Brandon Scott on TV talking about the kids running around down the harbor. Over 200 kids down the harbor fighting and doing everything else. You understand what I'm saying? Over this so-called unholy Easter holiday.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And my whole thought process was, we did the same thing when we were young. This is not anything new. This is just the conditions that were created for us to do exactly what happened. A young kid two of them got shot.
Dang.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's conditioned. So that they arrest the kid, now they have a kid that they can say, we started him on that pipeline to prison.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Conditions created.
Right.
When you have programs that you take out, when you have things that you remove from a community to help a community, think about it, Black Wall Street, all of these things, because we were secluded, we had nothing to do but to train our children in the field that we were in, so that when they got old enough, they could take over and they could have a job when they when they came into adulthood.
Right.
You understand? When you remove all of these things, these are the conditions that are created.
Right.
This is why Blacks and Hispanics are dying every unholy holiday. This is the reason why we die over the Christmas holiday. over the New Year's holiday, over the Valentine's holiday, over all these unholy holidays. You understand?
Come.
Leadership was failing us. Weak.
Right.
Understand? We have weak leadership. That's the problem with us because we look so high. We put our leadership on a pedestal.
Right.
Understand? When our leadership has nothing. Understand? They don't have our best interests at heart.
At all.
You understand?
Come.
They don't have our best interests at heart. You understand? We are. What did the scripture say? The scripture says we are. For lack of knowledge.
Oh, we're destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Destroyed for lack of knowledge. You understand? Where's the knowledge at? Knowledge in the law, statutes, and commandments.
Come.
Come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? We supposed to be running this earth.
Right.
You understand what it says? The scripture said that the earth was made for our sake.
Right.
You understand? The other nations
No
are
power,
supposed to be looking to us for leadership. But instead, we looking toward the other nations for leadership.
Right.
We're destroyed for lack of knowledge. Hey, look, I want to read this. I want to read this article. Let me go back. Let's go back. I want to do this. If I can get this together. Get this to blow up. All right, I'm gonna read it. That's all right. As we all know, Margaret Sanger is a hater of so-called black Hispanics in Asia.
That's right.
Margaret Sanger started the eugenics program. Margaret Sanger got our, or Slovakia, I said our, the government, U.S. government, that placed Planned Parenthood in all of our communities. You understand? In black communities, and not anyone else. I want to read this letter. It says, I greet you, an old friend and a pioneer in the birth control movement. I'm gonna go back. Let me go back. Oh, here we go. I got it. Here we go. All right. Dear friend and sympathizer, I greet you as an old friend and a pioneer in birth control. Right? It has been a privilege to communicate with you. This is the original letter. Right? It is a privilege to communicate with you in the past. Ever appreciative of your sympathy and with the feeling that when an emergency is upon us, tonight is upon us, you would like to be informed. The birth control movement is about to face the greatest test of strength in its history. The United States government is about to express its opinion about this vital and momentous subject. In 1916, I delivered a
hit edit
of the constitutionality of the law by opening a clinic in Brooklyn and giving information on how to prevent conception to more than 400 overburdened mothers.
You said it was one more?
I
Jamaica.
was arrested, convicted, and sentenced to 30 days in prison, which term I served. Having continued